Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Sisterhood of the Traveling Gi. I'm your host, Ashley. But just kidding. That's not our name anymore, guys. If you haven't noticed by now, we are now the Jiu-Jitsu Sisterhood. And here's my co-host, Adelia.
Aloha, everybody.
Aloha.
So today's episode, I think, is going to be really special, not just because we're announcing our name change, but because we have Amanda O'Connor with us today. And spoiler alert, this is the second time we have to film this with Amanda. So we've already done this whole thing once, but we forgot to plug in the microphone. So here we are one more time.
Hi guys. You guys just wanted to bring me back. It's okay. It was just an excuse to have me back, clearly.
We just wanted to hang out. Which is, partially the reason for sure. This time.
We did it on purpose. We unplugged Mike.
Oh my god, could you imagine? That would have been so weird. But anywho, okay, so Amanda O'Connor, she trains out of Mortalis Jiu-Jitsu. She's 20 years old, correct?
Yes.
And she's a Scorpio.
Yes.
I am a Scorpio. The best sign.
Spoken like a Scorpio, a Leo.
I'm a Leo, guys. So I'm here with these two water bitches. No, I'm kidding.
Water bending.
Yes! Water benders. I'm a fire bender. What is that quote? Oh my god, what is it?
I don't know, but
After the Fire Nation attack. Or what was it?
Everything was great, and then the Fire Nation attacked.
Okay, sorry.
Thanks
sorry.
for that, Ashley.
Yeah, sorry. I don't have to remember that. Okay, so we're just gonna jump right in. She's pretty much an up-and-coming blue belt that has won like 7 matches straight. Very impressive. Lots of submissions. Very exciting. She likes to play top game. She likes to
legs.
She likes. Oh yeah, she
Yeah,
loves
I love
the
my
feetsies. And she likes to put on the pressure, go ham, wrestle. She's all about that life, and her goal is to become a top competitor.
100%.
A professional top competitor. ADCC, I don't know, Worlds, Pans, all of it, whatever's out there. Abu Dhabi.
Definitely
maybe.
have the potential to do that.
Thank
Very
you
excited.
guys. Oh my goodness.
You are very talented, though.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there anything you want to say about yourself as an intro that I maybe left out?
No, I honestly think that you covered everything.
Awesome.
That was, yeah.
So we noticed that you did gymnastics when you were little, and a lot of top competitors that we've done research on have also done gymnastics.
Very true. Pretty much on all the ones we've done have research on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's either that or soccer.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Or like rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah, like very intense. Like rugby, and then soccer was also another one. A couple of people did rugby. It was kind of weird. But also a common theme. So interesting. But lots of gymnastics too.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a little bit of background about the types of gymnastics that you did? And like your ages and all that.
Right. So I started when I was 4, and I honestly, before that I was doing ballet, and I was like, you know what, this is kind of boring. I need something a bit more fast-paced. So then...
Contemporary, what is it?
Contemporary.
Like, my contemporary
dance wasn't doing it for you?
Yeah, it really wasn't. I was like, no thanks. So then I switched over to gymnastics, and I was like, okay, this is more my speed. I did the 4 events, which is bar, beam, vault, and floor. And I competed in that as well. I traveled for it. I did it for 8 years, and I really did love it. And then I met Jiu-Jitsu.
I met Jiu-Jitsu because Jiu-Jitsu is a person.
Yes, 110%. It's its own category. But my parents wanted me to learn self-defense, so then they put me into Jiu-Jitsu just so that I could feel more confident, especially like as a girl and as someone who's just going into middle school and everything. So they wanted me to know how to defend myself, and I started jiu-jitsu, and I was doing 3 days a week of gymnastics and then the other 3 days jiu-jitsu. So it was a lot, but...
I wish my parents would have put me in something defensive like that. They just put me in sports, which like basketball and softball, which is...
My parents
That
didn't
don't
think it
protect
was
me.
important for a girl.
What, defense?
Yeah, they didn't think any of that was important. Because I tried to do like karate and stuff like that, and my
Yeah.
parents were not into it.
They were not
But
about
anything
it.
that felt slightly masculine, I wasn't allowed to do. So I wasn't allowed to play the drums either. But anyway,
That's
I
crazy.
digress.
That's intense, yeah. Exactly. So then
You'd
you
be so
mentioned... Okay, sorry. So you met jiu-jitsu and you were how old?
I was like 9 or 10 when I started jiu-jitsu as a kid. Yeah.
And you were at where?
I started off at Extreme MMA. It's called Cardoso Jiu-Jitsu now. But I started off there, and I went there for a few years, and then I left and went to WMB, stayed there for a little bit, and then I took like a 5-year break off of jiu-jitsu. You know, at the time, I think
you were young. You're like, what, like 15 now?
I was like 14.
Okay.
Teenagers are fickle.
She's like, F this. I want to be a teen.
But that's the thing. Like, I had grown up and I was just doing
sports.
I was just doing sports. Like, after school, like, I didn't do anything except go straight to gymnastics for 4 hours every single night. And then I started jiu-jitsu, and then I was doing like 12 hours of training for gymnastics, and then another 12-ish for
the week.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Like, well, actually, no, gymnastics would have been like, that's like 3 days worth of training. It's like 12 hours. Because it's 4 hours of training every day, and then I would only go 3 days a week. So, yeah.
And jiu-jitsu was like 2 hours?
It was like 2 hours, yeah.
For the rest of the days?
And that, yeah.
No rest days?
Yeah, one.
Rest day Sunday. And that was like, and that was, and that's just like getting ready for your week day, you know? Like, I was just prepping everything.
Like to do it all over again.
Exactly, just to do it the next day, and, you know,
God.
I didn't really have time to do anything else, so I stopped, and I think I just wanted to be a kid. I wanted to get more involved with school. I wanted to have, like, more of a social life, because I wasn't able to go to, like, the sleepovers or anything like that, because I had training the next day. You know, or a competition. Yeah, it was like a competition weekend for both of them. Honestly, you know, like I had training the next day. Like I just always had something to do, and then that free time I used for schoolwork. So that was like my life for a really long time. And I think as I got older, I was like, you know what, I kind of want to have a life. I want to have a social group, you know. And I got more involved with my school, and I did another sport. It's not like I wasn't doing anything. I started dance, and I did that for like 5 years, and that was about it.
Oh yeah, the dance.
Yes. Yeah. So I left.
You left everything though.
Yeah.
5-year break.
Yeah.
Everything.
I wasn't a gymnast. I didn't do jiu-jitsu, and then, I'm honestly like kind of grateful that I stopped. Sometimes I get kind of negative, and I'm like, oh my god, but if I hadn't stopped, like, I probably would be like a purple or brown belt by now, or you know, I would have done more competitions, but. Like, would I have held any resentment towards the sport now because I wasn't able to do anything growing up? Like, would I have been, you know, kind of bitter towards the sport?
A little bit.
I don't know if that's true.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't think that's necessary.
But, like, if I wanted to
At
do
some
something
point.
and I wasn't able to do it, and, you know, it, like, just took up all of my time, especially, like, at that age when I would see everybody else, like, going out, like, having fun and, like, being their age, and I wasn't able to do that entirely. Maybe I could have grown a little bit of resentment towards the sport, but that's not the case because I stopped. And I think I came back at the most perfect time and the most perfect age and at the most perfect point of my life, like when I needed it the most. So I'm really
Everything
glad.
happens for a reason.
Exactly.
It
It really
right time.
aligned up like perfectly with where I was, how I would, like how I was.
And, like, know when it's time to do something and when
Yeah.
it's not time to do something.
And dance was a great thing, you know. I had a lot of fun with dance. I joined the dance team. I, you know, would do my rehearsals. I was a part of a team, so I was hanging out with them as well. It was a very like nice bonding moment that I had with them. So it's not like I was just, you know, laying on my ass and doing nothing.
Okay.
I was still staying active, but I was also able to enjoy like that life that I wanted to have. Yeah.
That's good.
And how did the competitions go for you, like in gymnastics and for like when you were younger, before you stopped?
So gymnastics competitions were
Like, were you doing great?
yeah, I was doing really well. We went to Costa Rica one year
Cool.
for
I
a
love
competition.
Costa Rica.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. But I did really well in that competition. I think I got second on vault. And in that division, like at that age, is like there's just so many girls. So I was really happy about that.
Guys,
But
vault is like a giant spring thing.
yes,
If
it's like
you don't know.
you jump on a spring and then you jump over something else. Yeah.
It looks very intense from the photos I saw.
Yeah, it is. And there's like so many different ways that you can do it. So it's like it's not just one type of like flip. There's multiple. But
I always wanted to get into gymnastics, but I was scared of all the flipping and stuff.
it's
I was like
super
so scared to like fucking break my spine. Or something.
it's super intimidating, and the training is really intimidating. It's also really brutal. Like they literally, like after you've trained for like 4 hours, they'll line you up and they will literally stretch you. Like they will grab, like just like split your legs, and you're gonna be like, oh my god, ow, and they're like, you're fine.
But
and
it's also kind of necessary.
Yeah, you need it. Yeah, you need it.
Flexibility.
But it's just like it's definitely some of the hardest training I've ever
Oh
done.
my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I was ready for that. I just like it looked really cool.
I'm not aerodynamic enough.
Acrobatic. Yeah, I get a little. I'm like a panda. I just kind of roll around. I get very nervous with flipping in general, even inversions. Like.
Yeah.
But I'm getting better, guys. I'm getting better.
Good.
Getting more comfortable being all folded up like that. It's very weird.
Yeah.
We gotta do some yoga.
I love yoga.
Hot yoga's the bomb.
Yo, hot yoga is fucking intense.
I love it.
I sweat a lot, so it gets very slippery very
Same.
fast. Gotta put a towel.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But it is good, yes.
What brought you back to jiu-jitsu?
My
Yeah, because you didn't choose the other stuff. You
Yeah.
chose jiu-jitsu when you came back.
Yeah, my mom, at the time, was just like, why don't you like go back to jiu-jitsu? And I was like, I don't know. Like I just wasn't really feeling it. And then one day she was like, oh, look at this picture of you in jiu-jitsu.
Talk about manipulation.
Maybe you should try it. Maybe you should try it out again.
Picture how cool you look.
Yeah.
Look at it.
And then look at you now. Do you see a
You're
difference?
doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So she was like, I think she was just trying to get me
Not
back.
at all.
Yeah. So she was like, oh my god, look. And I was like, yeah, that is pretty cool. I was good at that.
You're right,
And
Mom.
so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I guess I'll go back. So I went back to the first gym I trained at, which was Cardoso. Well, Extreme MMA back then, Cardoso now.
It's where everyone started.
That is-
Apparently. I heard a lot of people saying they started
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But nobody stays. Interesting.
Very, very interesting.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, let's see.
Seeing as how I also left. But yeah, I started there, and when I went back to jiu-jitsu, I was like, you know what? Like, let me just go back to the school that, I'm the most comfortable with. Like, that's where I learned to shrimp. That's where I learned how to do a proper, like, front roll, Like, it felt more comfortable because I had been used to it for so long. And so I went back there, and everything was fine for a little bit, but it was definitely a better idea to leave. And I think that my reasons were super valid because I just wasn't feeling like that comfort anymore. And there were a few reasons as to why I wasn't feeling that comfort.
You want to talk about those?
Okay, yeah. So one of those things, and I didn't even realize that it was a problem in jiu-jitsu until I experienced it and then I left, was grooming. I didn't know that was a big thing in jiu-jitsu. But apparently it is, and
There are some creeps in the sport.
And even if it's not like full on grooming, like because of the age and everything, but there's just seems to be a factor of like a lot of men making women feel uncomfortable in this sport. So they go hand in hand. But I was at Cardoso, and there was an instance where I experienced that grooming, and I eventually snapped out of it, and I was like, okay, I don't want to be in this gym anymore. I don't want to be around this person anymore. So I left and I went to Mortalis, and leaving to Mortalis was the best decision I have ever made. Like, top 3 best decisions I've ever made, like, in my life. Like, that was the best thing I could have done for myself, for my training, for my mental health, for my comfortability, for everything possible. Like, I really couldn't be more grateful for Mortalis, as long they also deal with, they have, like, no tolerance for grooming either. So that felt really, really nice to be in a gym, to feel like, hey, we got your back. We're not going to let this happen to you. We don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable. So, I had my team with me as well.
That's important, to feel comfortable where you're training, 100%.
Yeah. Definitely.
If we may ask, what exactly, or, like, how did you know you were being groomed exactly? Like, what did you experience? especially to inform, other
Right.
Younger women what to look out for.
Right.
Like what did you realize, basically? Like,
So,
how did they do it?
I think that there's a pattern with, like, the way that they bring up girls' self-esteems.
Mhm.
Like, they really try to make them seem like they're a lot older than they are. So they'll say things like, you're so mature for your age, you're so much smarter than the average, like, 18-year-old or 17-year-old
You
or
were
however old.
18, right?
I was 18, which is why it's a slippery slope, because some people will be like, oh, well, she's of age, but, 18.
Mentally, you weren't.
18
Like, you just turned
and
18.
yeah, I
Yeah,
just
like-
turned 18. Like, I don't consider that to be an adult by any
Yeah.
means. So
Like fresh out of high school.
yeah, I think I was still in high school at the
Mhm.
time, which is
Right,
even
'cause
worse.
some people are 18
Yeah, yeah.
when they
Because
graduate.
I was one of the older seniors, yeah. But they just really try to boost your self-esteem. They make you feel like you're a lot more responsible than you are. You're a lot smarter than you are, and that's not an insult in the same. Like, I'm not saying that
You're not
18-year-olds can't be smart,
yeah.
but they just make you seem like you're a grown-ass woman with all these responsibilities,
Like, you're
with
so
like all these
amazing.
bills to pay, and like you've been through so much experience, and it's like, dude, like, I have class at 7:00 in the morning tomorrow. What are you talking about?
What are you talking
I
about?
literally have to talk to my counselor tomorrow about my college, like, future. What do you mean I'm a grown-ass woman? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I take the bus. What are you talking
Take
about?
the bus. I get picked up and taken to school.
Yeah, exactly. So it just, but that's one of the
Wow.
things that they do, is that they really try to inflate your self-esteem and your confidence and make you seem like you're this big boss, independent woman, and at that age, you're usually not. So,
But it feels real good to have somebody.
but
tell you
it
that you are.
does feel good,
Yeah.
and at the
You're
time,
like, wow, I'm so amazing.
exactly,
Like, I didn't realize. Thanks.
exactly, and at the time, I was at a job that was kind of feeding me that same, like, vibe. I mean, they weren't trying anything with me, but I was
Saying the same comment.
It's kind of saying the same thing, like, you're so mature for your age, like, nobody has, this job at your age. It was like at a financial advisor's office, and, they were just kind of like, you're so grown up, like, to be here and, like, to be able to do, like, what you're doing. And so when you have, like, someone that you kind of care about, and then, your colleagues telling you the same thing at such a fragile age, it can kind of get to your head. And I think that's exactly what happened. Also, the groomer is very good at manipulation. They know exactly what to
Right,
say to
yeah.
you. Like, anything that anybody
Well-
tells you outside of what they say is wrong. Like, they make it seem like they are the most truthful source that you could possibly go to. So those are definitely some things I would say to look out for. Like, especially in the jiu-jitsu community, like, if you see, there's a difference between helping out a teammate and then, like, versus, like, watching that teammate and, like, monitoring their every move, like, texting them outside of the gym, like, hey, you did really, really good today. Like, maybe you should try and do this. Like, we can work on this and the yada, yada, yada. And, like, that may seem fine, but with this person who
Especially
was...
if they're older.
Exactly. With this person, like, they knew what they were doing,
Mhm.
because I talk to my teammates outside of the gym, obviously, and I'll be like, oh my God, like, this is super cool. Or, I'll send something to my coaches and ask them, and, like, that's totally fine. Talking to my teammates is totally fine.
Right, an appropriate match.
Exactly. But the way that said person was doing it was inappropriate 110%. And anybody who reads those messages can vouch for that.
Okay, so they try to boost your self-esteem,
Yeah.
your confidence.
Mhm.
Whatever people say about said age gap or about the relationship is crazy and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say stuff like that. What else would they say? What else did you experience?
They will, they'll, like, try to justify it in every way they can, They'll try to compare, anything that, like, let's say if I tell them, oh, my friend is having problems with her boyfriend or something like that, and they'll be like, oh, well, that's because she's not with a guy who's, older than her, like, she's not experienced. They'll say things around, like, those types of comments to make it
To
seem
normalize it.
exactly. Or they'll use other countries, for example. They'll be like, oh, well, this is totally normal, like, somewhere else.
Oh my God, yeah.
They will use that.
And that's like legit because it
And
is normal
and
in
it's
other
not a lie,
countries,
yeah.
but
It
not
is-
here.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
they'll say things like
I
that,
don't know.
just
It's
try
like
to...
too prevalent, honestly.
They
in
will-
general.
they'll try to normalize it, they'll try to justify it, they'll do everything they can to make you feel like it's right. So once you leave, it's a shit show. Like they drop the whole nice act, they drop all of that, and they just go crazy. They get they get uncomfortable because they feel you leaving, and that's like one of the worst things. Like someone is seeing them for who they really are. Someone is seeing through those games, through the like that manipulation, and that is terrifying to them.
Yeah.
You know?
Because then the veil gets lifted.
Exactly. And so it's like, oh my God, you know who I am, you know what I am. I can't have that happening. So then they gaslight the crap out of you when you're trying to leave.
Yeah.
But
that's so scary.
But I did.
They start with the love bombing.
Yeah.
And build your
Love
confidence
bombing.
all the way
Yeah.
up.
God, yeah. Love bombing.
Yeah. And then gaslight you.
Exactly. So
that's terrible.
I feel
there are people who get stuck in that loop.
Oh my God.
I feel really, really bad for the people in that loop, but at the same time, like, I get it. It's almost addicting, you know, to have somebody telling you like
nice
all
things.
like all that sweet nothing, and that's exactly what they're doing, and that's such a fragile age where you're still discovering like who you are and what you like and what your morals are, like, you know, where your moral compass is and everything. Your
belief system.
Yeah, exactly. You're figuring all of that out at that age, and I still am now, but at that time
I still am. And
exactly.
I'm 30, 32.
It's such a, but with that, along with not having any experiences, like that's such a, you know, dangerous combination of like figuring out
so
self-identity
fresh,
and everything.
That's like the beginning.
With no experiences, like that right there is just like a groomer's like, ugh, beautiful.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so I think that was very helpful information for a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
I think that's something that needs to be heard because a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but it does happen.
Yep.
Well, I'm happy you were able to get out of that situation then, from the sound of it, because that's one of the reasons you left that gym.
Yeah, I was, it got to the point where, like, people in the gym started to pick up on it, and now looking back, I'm glad that I left, not just because of the situation with that person, but because I was around a group of people that weren't, I guess, ballsy enough to step up and say something.
Or protective enough.
Yeah, that too, definitely. Like, I was the youngest one there. Like, how do you not...
Which should make you more responsible for protecting that person.
Exactly. So if a bunch of, like, older men and, you know, the older girls knew as well, how do you not step up and say something like, hey, what's going on here? You know, because I know that at Mortalis, if any of that were to happen, which I really doubt it ever will, like, they have no tolerance for that, but, you know, just for the circumstance, like, let's say that it did, somebody would say something, you know? Somebody would definitely be like, hey, this is a bit, you know, this is a bit weird. I just want to know, like, are parents okay with this? Like, you know, like, I think somebody would definitely get involved, but that's also one of the reasons why I left, is that wake-up call, like, damn, you guys all see this happening and you're not willing to say a single word, and even my coach is not willing to be like, hey, you know, and a coach that is, you know, closer to my mom as well, like, how do you not say something? How do you not come in contact with the parent? But then again, there comes that, oh, but she's 18, that's an adult mentality. And when I figured that out, I was like, okay, I don't want to be around people who think I'm a grown-ass woman because I'm 18 years old, because I'm of legal age, like, according to the government, you know what I mean? So I didn't really like that either. And then on top of that, with all that grooming stuff aside, it wasn't a competitive environment. You know, I wanted to compete. I've competed in every sport I've ever done, and I'm super competitive naturally. So I wanted to be around a group of people that were competing, and I wanted to be around coaches that would actually come with me to competitions and push me in those competitions. And that gym at the time just wasn't the environment. So when I left to Mortalis, it was a whole different world for me. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, they
like,
got goals.
I was like, what do you mean?
To be at ADC.
Yeah.
Squad.
I was like, what do you guys
so nice.
mean that, you know, one of your guys has competed like 30 times in a year? Like, what do you mean you guys try to push competitions every month? What do you mean you're allowed to go
What
to?
do you mean?
You're allowed to go to open mats and like
How
not be
nice.
called a traitor. You know, that's
And
another
not be
thing.
called a traitor.
Like I went to an open
What's
mat.
the Brazilian word again?
Oh, the creonche is what it's called. Yeah,
Creonche.
I got called a creonche because I went to another open mat, and somebody from that gym went to another open mat and posted a picture of it, and my coach got mad and was like, "Oh my God, you guys are recruiting students." But when I went to open mats, like I didn't post anything. I just went there, I did my rounds, and I fucking left. You know.
Still got called a creonche.
And I still got called a creonche. Like he sent me an article telling me like how to not betray your gym or something like that.
How to not be a creonche.
How to not. Step 1. Don't go anywhere besides your gym. If you want to train on a weekend, too bad. Take a nap.
You.
Yeah.
You want to train when your gym isn't offering stuff? Figure it
Well,
out.
you're just gonna have to wait until
Yeah, so it's a
it
very
starts.
traditional place, huh?
Yeah, it
Where
was.
you can't cross train.
No.
Everybody has to wear the same uniform.
We didn't have that problem, thank God. It wasn't that bad, but we did have attendance cards.
Attendance card.
And after 1 month, if you were a beginner and you had just started, after a month of training, you got a stripe. So if you came every single day for 30 days, you got a stripe.
day.
Every day. But that only happened when you like just start off. Like that's like your first stripe,
Okay.
you know?
You showed up for a month. Good for you. Here's a strike.
Yeah. It's a little participation
Yeah.
award.
Forget it if you don't actually know how to upa or shrimp or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you, what do you mean you don't know what side control is?
What do you mean? You're
Yeah.
just like, this is whack. I'm leaving.
So then I left and I went to Mortalis, and it was just like the Golden Gates had just like opened up. I was like, oh my God, this is real. Like you guys encourage cross training. You guys encourage like students to go to open mats and get that feel of like another gym. Like that is insane. No attendance cards either. You guys aren't monitoring me.
Somebody is, but it's not an attendance card.
Yeah. So, and then they just did so many competitions, and also they were just so welcoming. Like when I got there my first week, like I got home and I was like, "Mom, this is it. I'm done. Sign me up. I'm like, this is where I'm gonna stay." Like it's so weird. They like suck you in, but like in the best way possible. Like they literally just want you to stay with them because they make it so easy to like feel like a part of the team. And yeah, I freaking love that gym. Best.
You found your people.
I did find my people. They are stuck with me. They're stuck with me. I love them. That's like I really couldn't be happier with like any other gym. That I think leaving my old gym was such a difficult thing to do for so many reasons. And one of them being like I held a special place, you know, in my heart for that gym. It was the first place I ever learned jiu-jitsu. But then, you know, the rose-colored glasses came off, and I realized how crappy it was. And then I got to Mortalis, and I was like, oh my God, this is paradise.
Nice.
So,
I'm happy to hear that you're happy.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
You're in a
super.
good spot. So you do compete a lot. You recently traveled to, what was it,
Chicago, yeah.
Chicago for your first like out-of-state competition. How was that?
Chicago was super fun. Midwest Finishers was a great competition. It ran super smoothly. It was on flow, so that's always a plus.
Oh yeah, that's always
And
nice.
yeah,
I feel extra famous.
and then
I like being on TV.
me too. I love going back and like being like knowing that I'm on an app that I can just like
I'm
go
on
back
an
and
app, I
watch.
can just look
It's
up.
like yeah, exactly. I loved that feeling. So that was definitely a plus. And then we made a trip out of it. So you know we got to see some.
That's always the best part.
Yeah, we
You
got
get
to see
like,
some
do
cool stuff.
sightseeing.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys went to a cute park that looked fun. I forgot. I don't know. It was like a
Oh,
spinning
it was
chair
it was a
and,
mall. That was
A
literally just a
mall?
mall. Yeah, it was like just like
But you were
a.
outside, no?
It was an outdoor
Okay,
mall.
outdoor mall.
Yeah,
It looked cute.
it was
Oh,
super cute.
I've been to
I
Chicago
loved it.
forever. They have a nice zoo over there.
It was so windy.
It's a really nice zoo, and the animals actually look happy. Yeah, oh my god, the gorilla part was really cool because they're just like in a glass building and they just like run up to the glass and you're just standing there like,
That's intense.
what's up, dude? It's looking at you.
Oh my God.
But if you go back there for another competition, be
Yeah.
sure to check out that zoo for sure.
I will.
If you love animals.
I do love
Oh,
animals.
awesome. Then you'll love it. Perfect. So, what are your next competition goals? Because you've done local stuff.
Yeah.
And you did that one as your first out of state. So, what's your next goal?
So what I'm training for right now is ADCC trials in October.
Ooh.
And
in
then
New Jersey.
Yes, in New Jersey.
Oh, second out of state.
Second out of state, yes.
And very
then
high level.
the
It's just
next
sad that it's Jersey. But
yeah.
Yeah, they did it in where was it? Oh, because I was West Coast. That's why I did West Coast last time. We went to Vegas. This is East Coast. No, because this is East Coast.
Okay.
Are you gonna do West Coast also?
I'm not sure when that is, but my next one that I have planned is the Open in November. That's going to be in Orlando.
Also, we're probably gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
was thinking
We'll
about
probably
that.
see you there.
Yes, definitely.
We'll probably be in the same division.
We probably won't.
So that's
Well, I'm trying. Yeah, we probably won't. But I'm trying to do the 143.
Oh, okay,
That's
yeah.
why. So it's either what was it like under 60
It's like-
to like 57 or something.
I'm with the big
for the
And then above
trials.
60, yeah. They added one fucking division. Sorry for the cursing, but they added only one division. Have you guys never done a math equation? You know, you do what you do to one side, you do to the other side. Okay, you can't just add one weight division on the lower side and not add one to the heavier side. That's messed up. You're just helping the smaller hoes. Right, you're not hoes, guys. Everybody's a hoe. Okay. The big ones are hoes too.
We're not slut shaming anyone.
I'm just saying there needs to be more divisions and like they need to get with the times, damn it.
I
Jesus
agree.
Christ. Abu Dhabi still does 2 divisions or whatever it is. I don't even remember. I don't know.
No, it's more than 2. It's more than 2.
Still bad though.
Yeah, it's not good.
I still had to drop to 143, like the same thing.
That's insane.
Yeah, that was the only other time that I've done that. I've only done that once, so that's gonna be very difficult. I got time, but it's gonna be difficult.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
I'm gonna die.
When is it?
Maybe a little bit.
I couldn't even
October.
sit. My spine was hurting.
As soon.
Oh wow.
But I wasn't doing like heavy lifting, so maybe now it'll be different. Maybe I'll have more.
How
muscle
much did you
protection.
cut for that? Like what were you at before?
I don't remember. So long ago. I have no idea.
Because that's a big cut.
I did it.
Yes, you did.
Do you remember?
I was thinking about something else. I'm sorry.
Daydreams about something. I don't know. I probably lost like 30 pounds. That's usually how much I do.
Jesus.
Yeah. I
30
do, It's always
pounds?
wild. Yeah, it's always wild like that. But this last one was not progress. I actually only had to cut like what? 3 pounds?
I don't
3
remember.
pounds or something?
Yeah, it was something super low where I was like, oh, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god. I actually woke up on weight basically for no, 1 pound over.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I'll have to go sit in the sauna for 1 pound. I can do that. But I did a few extra pounds just so I could like be extra safe
Yeah,
because you can't trust people's scales. You know?
definitely not.
Gotta,
Oh, for weight.
yeah, for the local tournament that we did. But yeah, 143 pounds. And you're doing also 143. That one.
I guess so. Yeah. That's what
I guess so.
I guess that's what
you
I'm
haven't
gonna
looked
have
at the
to
weight
do.
classes.
I haven't. I thought it was just the 2 divisions of over 130 and under 130.
No,
No,
they added the third.
They added one.
They added that one, and
Yeah.
that's the 143.
Yeah.
143 is doable.
I think it's.
I was
50
gonna say, I was like, the weight you're dropping weight, you'll be there before you.
Yeah, I think it's 150. I think it's 55 kilos.
Well, I actually haven't lost any. I've actually gained like everything back from White Lion, from that
Yeah,
White
but
Lion
that
cut.
was you did like a super intense
Yeah.
cut.
I did do. a
Yeah,
super
that's-
intense cut.
I
That's
That
was
was
normal.
fucking.
Yeah, that's what happens. To
That was
me
like
too.
16 pounds in a week. That was crazy.
That is.
Damn, you beat me. I've done 14 pounds in like, well, it was like 5 days.
I think I had 8 pounds. That's the most I had to cut ever.
Really?
And that was my touched by an angel time.
Touched
where I
by an
cried.
angel.
Oh yeah, I cried. I cried during this weight cut. Oh yeah, I was in my sauna
I
suit.
didn't. Did I? No, I didn't cry.
Oh, I bawled. I was.
Yeah, I cried.
I was crying.
I cried.
I'm like.
I was hating life, but I didn't cry.
Yo, they wrapped me up in a blanket, and I know I passed out of that blanket at least twice.
Yeah. Sounds
So
about
bad.
right.
And I would fucking cry. I'm like, oh, you guys
So
doing this
bad.
to me?
Were you drinking a lot of water?
No, I wasn't drinking any water for that.
No, because she was cutting water. She did a salt bath to
Okay,
like
that's what I was gonna-
dehydrate herself.
Yeah.
How long did you do this cut for? Like how long was this, like in a day?
Oh, it was a day. Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay,
the part I
that's
didn't
why.
mention. It was in a day. I thought I was fine. I had stepped on the scale a week before my match, and I was like 2 pounds under. I was like, oh, this is great. And I took advantage of that too much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And I didn't realize how much weight I had gained until the day before the competition when I stepped on the scale.
Are you crazy? You don't weigh yourself every day?
No, I told you I have a really bad relationship with the scale.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, I would do it every 20 minutes. It's just like,
so
am I done?
And my clothes still fit the same. So I
Yeah.
was like, there's no way I gained weight. I thought I was fine. My clothes still fit fine. Dude, I hopped on the scale and it was like 7 or 8 pounds over. And they were like, I thought you were on weight. And my ankle was sprained. So I couldn't do as much of the working out part. Which is why I had to do all that crazy salt bath shit.
Oh my god.
Yo, hellfire water. Like excruciatingly hot water that they added salt to make it hotter. Insane. 10 out of 10 do not recommend.
10 out of 10 do not recommend.
Don't do it.
Yo, I did a salt bath for the ADCC. It was the Open, actually. I had to do a salt bath. And then the worst part, trying to find the damn building to get weighed in a desert, walking around because we don't have a car. Awful.
I can
10
imagine.
out of 10 don't recommend. Do not walk around the desert dehydrated from a salt bath water cut.
Oh, hell no.
Trying to find the weigh-in building.
No.
Cutting is never fun.
The Uber dropped us off far as hell from the building we needed to be at. And we couldn't find it. And so we were just like, in this hot sun, like, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna pass out. We need to find this building. ASAP. It's intense. Anywho. So, that's the division you're gonna be doing.
Definitely.
55 kilograms. Okay. And if you guys don't know, ADCC is pretty much open belt. You can go against a black belt.
Really?
Yes.
I thought they had also
Nope. The
experienced divisions.
Open, I think, has beginner.
You can do
beginner inter.
You're like, just wait, bitch.
What did you say?
She's like,
No, but what did you think it was? You thought it was what?
I thought there was also experience, so I thought it was weight
Ah.
and experience.
No.
No.
No, you just throw your towel in the ring and say,
Yeah.
let's go!
This is what I'm doing. I need to find
No,
some kind of...
the Open. You're doing the Open.
Okay.
The Open has experience division.
Okay, thank you. It's trials.
The
that does it.
trials.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
give a shit about no trials. I
I said the trials.
Listen, I'm half not paying attention. We established this earlier.
Oh my god, you should be 100% here.
I'm sorry. This is the second time we have this conversation.
It's different.
The silence.
Wow. It's different. It's definitely different though.
No, it is different.
It is different.
It is different. We've done a couple
This-
turns that
this
were not
one's
in the first.
Anywho,
Okay, sorry, no, I'm back.
the trials are open belt. I don't know if I guess white belts can still sign up.
Yeah.
Very risky though. I wouldn't go as a white belt. I don't know. It's
I don't know,
intense.
bro. Maybe there's one that's had a lot of acai bowls.
And Jesus.
Oh god.
He had Jesus. Okay. But yeah, that's wild. So open belt, I actually did it, and my first opponent was a MMA black belt.
Oh my.
Over like probably 200 pounds.
What happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
I think we know what happened.
I think we know what happened. Exactly.
It'd be like that.
It
sometimes.
wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst. I definitely could have lost faster. You know. It could have been a lot more painful. It was not. It was not that bad. She was just really strong, and you know, I was overpowered.
Yeah.
You know, like mounted. Like okay, we did the clench, right? Bro, she pulled my head down so fast, so quickly, like.
She didn't even give you a chance to react.
Yeah, I just
Is
like.
that what happened to Mateo?
Probably. Damn, burn to Mateo. He probably doesn't listen to this. It's okay.
If you do, I love you. I swear.
He texts you guys like right after it comes out.
How could you?
Just heard your podcast.
That would be funny. What was it saying?
Overpowering.
Oh, right.
Overpowered.
Yes. So, yeah, I just sprung back up like, all right. So, she is way stronger than me. My teammates noticed that. And they and after like a few seconds of that, they were like, just pull guard. I'm going to tell you right now, I do not really pull guard, guys. At least at that moment in time, really did not pull guard at all. And I kind of didn't really pull. I kind of just went down to my knees, which is not pulling guard at all.
No, that's very bad.
Yeah,
Not even your butt. Not even your butt. You are just like knees.
Yeah, I was just like,
But she made you.
crawls to the floor. She was like putting pressure on my head, but like I wasn't really fighting it. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get on the floor, you know?
Like, let me just help you out. Let me help you out really quick.
Exactly.
Let's make this easier for us.
Literally, I was overwhelmed.
It's like, oh, I understand. This is your round.
I'll just go down now.
Pretty much. That's wow. Yeah. That's basically what happened. I escaped the mount like once.
Good.
Very nice.
I think I went through like the bottom and spun around. It was pretty nice, but that was the only highlight of that match for me. After that, yeah, I had an arm choke and done. I don't know how much time passed, but I don't even know how points. Don't know any of that. I was just like, all right, get me out of here.
Sounds about right.
We're done here. I'm leaving. So I hope you get paired up with,
At least have one match that you can have fun with.
Yeah.
right? That wasn't.
But it's double elimination, right?
No.
No? Trials?
I lost and I was done.
thought
I
it
did
was
not
double
have a second
elimination.
match.
No, I don't think so.
There's so many people. In
I
the
don't
brackets.
I don't think so. Because I think Estella said the same thing as Ashley.
I think
It was
open
one and
is
done.
the opens are then.
Maybe the opens, but Estella won her first one, lost her second one, done.
And done.
Damn.
That was the trials.
Yeah.
And the first half, no points. Second half, points.
I kind of like that.
With penalty for pulling guard.
Wow. I like that too though.
And you can slam.
Nice.
Don't like that. I mean, ain't nobody gonna slam me, but.
And pretty much
Don't like
everything's
that.
allowed. Heel hooks, all that
Fuck
good
yeah.
stuff.
Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm very shocked I did that. I get very nervous when so many things are allowed.
Yeah.
Just like anything can happen. Yeah. But I'm excited still.
I'm excited too.
It's on my vision board. I have to do one of them. Either trials, at least, or open. One of them. Okay, so we said ADCC trials. Okay, what about IBJJF? Everybody loves IBJJF. No, wait, sorry. The Federation. Oh, sorry. To make it sound more intense. I don't know. I forgot. I told myself I was going to call them that.
I don't have. I've never competed in IBJJF.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Never
I've never done. No, never.
But
But
you did Naga?
I did. Yeah, I did my Nagas, my new breeds, all that good stuff. But I've never done an IBJJF. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just have to like really train for it because the game I have right now would get me disqualified in 2 seconds. They would literally like I'd walk on the mat and they'd be like, "Oh God, just you're done."
Disqualified.
Yeah.
Immediately.
But-
We already know you're gonna attack the line.
Yeah.
You need to get off this mat.
So the game that I have.
you in here.
Yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't be able to do it right now. Plus, I'd have to like train the point system a bit more as well because I'm
for
so
sure.
used to doing sub only. I definitely have to go through like
Like practicing holding position.
yeah,
And, all
and like
that.
coming up and everything like that. I'd have to practice that more, for sure. But eventually, I'd love to do it. I just have to train for it.
Yeah, I do one tournament, Jiu-Jitsu, that is point system, but every time I do it, I just tell myself, like, forget about the points.
Yeah.
And just go for the sub. Like, don't get distracted by those damn points and just go for the kill.
Yep.
And it worked out the last 2 times I did it, so.
Definitely.
So maybe try that when you do IBJJ.
Yeah.
And
Be
then
like,
it is
forget
what
the
it is.
points. I just gotta remember not to knee bar or heel hook.
But the thing is that in IBJJF, I think the people that I'm going to be going against are working the point system, so they're going to
True.
do that the most.
They know how to work the system.
True. They'll be like, I ain't gonna let you get the sub.
Like every
Yeah.
Gracie out there.
Yep.
See, this is why nobody likes the Federation, guys.
Except the Gracies. They love it.
Yeah. Nobody loves them anymore, though. They're over it. Everybody's over it.
Is it? Are they really?
I feel like everyone's over it.
I mean, I'm over it.
The
I don't pay
traditional
attention to
schools
it.
Yeah.
aren't over it. The traditional schools are like,
Yeah.
oh my god, the gods.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, so maybe IBJJF, but
Yeah, maybe later on, but right
If
now
you
my
train for
focus
it,
is ADCC for sure.
where everything's allowed, guys.
Exactly.
Open
Where we have
belt.
freedom.
No bars, what is it? No holds barred? No. Whatever that phrase is.
I might be too crossfaded to
So how do you prepare for competition? Or maybe how are you going to prepare for this one? Like weight goals, training plans.
So for ADCC trials, I have time now, so I'm not going to be cutting weight as aggressively. So
No 16 pounds.
no 16 pounds in a week. Definitely not. Definitely not doing that again. Well, maybe again sometime down the line. I'm sure I'll have to, but not anytime soon. So I have time to prep for this with my weightlifting, with my cardio. Just train that more, and then just training every day like how I am already, and that's how I prepare for ADCC. Just keep doing what I'm doing, because right now I think I'm doing all that I really can. I'm doing my cardio outside of jiu-jitsu. I'm weightlifting, and then I'm training my technique and everything. So definitely in the sport aspect, that's how I prepare for ADCC.
And then do you do recovery or mental prep?
So for recovery, I try to aim to do some ice baths. Sometimes they don't follow through, but I do stretch a lot. And I also go to physical therapy whenever I can, just to get a session in. And then mental preparation, that's a whole different thing. That's journaling, that's meditating, that's listening to those motivational podcasts and everything, talking to myself a lot, just really boosting my confidence with what I'm doing, for sure.
How often do you meditate?
I try to do it every day, but maybe a couple times a week.
I used to do it more often, but now if I have a competition, definitely do it.
Yeah.
Either night before and day of.
Mhm. Yeah, me too.
Boost yourself and get that heart rate calm and yo, I got this, man. Look at yourself in the mirror. You trained for this.
Yeah, I definitely don't talk a whole lot the day of competition. I have my headphones in. I'm super quiet. I'm please don't look at me. Don't talk to me. I'm in my head right now. I'm imagining this match and how I want it to go.
How was it being around us in the last competition?
And
yeah, because we were sharing a room for the first time. So
honestly, it wasn't bad. It was actually really distracting, but in a good way. I was just listening to you guys talk and watching you guys do your thing, and my opponent was literally sitting right next to us. So I was just
eventually left. I was this is so weird.
Yeah.
Just leave. Can you not be here, please?
Yeah, my opponent and then some of her teammates and her coaches were using me the entire match.
They took over though.
Yeah.
In a you could ask, but no, they just took over.
Yeah.
Really?
And we were there first.
Yeah, I was sitting there, and then next thing I know, I had to move because these little freaking kids were doing arm bars and shit right next to me. And I'm damn, okay, I guess I'll get out of your way.
Sorry, excuse me, bro.
I'm literally clearly stretching, my leg is extended and everything, and then all of a sudden I feel a head near my foot, and I'm
oh, okay.
You're a kid. I gotta move.
I gotta move. Yeah. So that's cool. Okay, I was worried because I know you like to be very focused and
I still was.
tunnel vision, and I'm here la la la, and then she's just guys, I need to
It was so
I need
funny.
to warm up. I cannot just sit here. Basically, she didn't say those words, but that's what was happening. You could just see it. And it was funny because Danny, my coach, was you have 3 levels of anxiety here, or she's this one, or this one's calm but angry, and then this one just can't sit still, and then this one is just super chill. It just hilarious. It's probably a funny photo, honestly, but so that's cool. So we didn't bother you. Awesome.
No, you guys, of course not.
I think actually talking shit with your teammates actually calms me down, and maybe warming up a little bit. I think that actually helped me. That was the first time I've actually warmed up and grappled.
Yeah.
Before a match, I was just yo, because I always get concerned. I get scared that I'm gonna get tired and waste the little bit of energy that I have. But I realize that I've actually been training so hard that my endurance is actually a lot more than I remember,
definitely.
than it was before. And I'm oh, because I grappled not only quite difficult with her in the morning before the match. But also when we were there, I still did a little more, and I did stretching, and I still freaking did that thing in a minute.
Exactly.
Yeah, we warmed up 5 times.
Yeah.
Getting a sweat in is really good before your match.
I was just always so scared, and I was like, I'm gonna gas out, cause I do normally.
I was the opposite. I was like, oh my god, if I don't do some type of warm up, like if I don't sweat, like I'm gonna be cold, and I'm gonna like perform like shit. So I always try to get a good sweat. And like that day, I went to the gym and I did the bike for a little bit. You know, I got a good sweat in there, and then I did the warm up with you and also Damien.
Mm-hmm.
So that was another good sweat, and I felt super ready.
Nice.
Fortunately, you know.
It's okay. It happens. It'd be like that sometimes.
You did great.
You did great. Yeah, you performed well. You know, results don't always matter. You know, it's really how you perform.
Yeah, I still feel like super confident about that match.
It was a good performance. Cool. But yeah, talking crap, definitely. Dancing a little bit. I do a little wiggling every now.
Shake it out.
Shake it out.
Yeah, I'll like dance a little bit just to be silly. Not like as much as Mateo. Again, mentioning Mateo. Because he's like, just do a silly dance.
Shai's got her signature one.
Pointy one. Yeah, I don't even know what I did. I think I just bounced. I just bounced. Like, had my hands in my...
Oh my god.
I've never danced before competition.
It helps. It actually calms you down a little bit. Not like I also did like a crazy like motion. Remember? That helped too. And I just like literally like release it all, like get that out. That was like right before I had to actually fight the lady. But yeah, that's fine. Those are good ways to calm down. All right, so you pretty much told us already what a typical what a typical training week is.
Yes.
So guys, push yourselves if you want to compete. You know, push that endurance, diet, discipline, focus, and you will get eventually where you want to go.
I agree.
So now to end all of this on a fun note, how's your dating life? Or is it just all jiu-jitsu? Which is how it is for most of us.
Yeah.
I'm married and yeah.
My dating life right now is kind of like non-existent. I'm not, but like I want it to be. I'm not in any position to be in a relationship right now. Like,
so it's very much on purpose.
It's very much on purpose. I'm so focused in like what I'm doing that, and like just handling my own stuff, that I can't imagine having to handle somebody else's right now. Like right now I want to be selfish, but I also like want to have like fun. I want to have experiences. Like I'll do the flings and everything, but nothing serious. And I hate that I said that because I sound like a boy. But just like I just want to have fun, but no title. Okay. And like honestly, I get it. Like
girls just want to have fun too. All right.
You're also like 20, so I get it.
Yeah. So I definitely.
You're super young.
I don't want.
You have time to settle down.
Yeah. No, I don't want that right now. I don't want to know your favorite color. I don't want to know how your day was. I don't
want to know how many siblings you have.
I don't care. Like, yeah, no, I just want to have fun. I want to have experiences. I want to have flings, but I do not.
You want to focus on jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I want to focus on jiu-jitsu. I want to focus on myself.
So this isn't a broadcast for all these weird dudes to like slip in your DMs.
Yeah,
right?
No, definitely
so
not.
It's please don't slip. Please.
Yeah, I don't have the time to care about you right now. I'm sorry. I really don't.
Now she's definitely gonna get
damn. Oh yeah, messages.
Watch this. I can fix her.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that's basically where I'm at right now. I just kind of want to date myself a little bit.
Sounds
I like that.
Yeah.
I
just want to date myself.
That sounds good. That sounds nice. Do that. Okay, so we did ask online if anybody had questions for her. We got 2 questions here. The first one is, how do you know when to switch between going with the flow or sticking to the game plan when you're in a competition match?
So, that's actually such a good question.
Who asked that?
None.
Is that confidential?
None yet. No, I'm kidding. It was Shafiq.
Okay. So I'll usually just kind of feel it out. Like if I'm, in my match and my game plan is working, then I'll keep pursuing that. But if they're just kind of dodging everything that I'm doing and it's just not going the way that I want it to go, then that's when I'm like, okay, let's switch it up a little bit. Let's try something else. Like maybe they're giving me a different opening that's not my game plan. So I'll just be like, all right, screw the game plan. They're giving me this, so I'm going to take that. Because I feel like sometimes if you stick to the game plan a little bit too much, you ignore all of the other opportunities that they're giving you as well.
100%. Yeah, it's a balance once again. You gotta be a little spontaneous and, in the moment. You definitely have to be present, right? So you want to be present enough that you can decide, like, okay, this isn't working. Let me just take what's being given to me and go off of that. And, obviously it's going to be a little more hyper-focused because you have to go with the flow. But, yeah, you can't be too stubborn because you probably it'll be your downfall sometimes if you are too stubborn. And you might fall into the trap of the other person's game.
Like maybe they want you to do that.
Because then you're playing their game.
Right. You're letting them like overwhelm you and like because it's not working and you're trying the same thing over and over, but now they know what you're doing.
Yeah, and then you're gonna leave yourself vulnerable. So yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you get tunnel vision. Yeah. So that's good advice. The other question is, why do you always look so mad during demonstrations in class? Clearly, that's a teammate.
So, I'm just so focused. I'm just like, oh my God, what's happening? And then my face just does this thing on its own and I don't even realize. But it just like, I'm just watching them move and I'm thinking of like 5 different questions because I'm always asking so many questions. I swear, I'm always asking something. I'm like, Mello, David, what if they do this? Or what if they do that? But what if I move here? Like I'm always asking questions. So when I'm watching demonstration, I'm thinking of those questions and I'm also confused on what I'm watching. So it's like a combination of both, but it's also just like being super focused at the same time.
But confused.
I'm focused but confused and questioning everything. So then my face is just like, focused over here, confused over here, and questioning over here, and then it just forms this angry face.
Yeah.
But I'm actually
Guys, I
super...
saw a photo of it. It was pretty intense. The eyebrows, almost like a cartoon.
But I'm
Very
super
intense.
happy to be there. That's the thing. That's like the happiest part of my day. So
Super happy.
you can't see it, but just know that I'm feeling it.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all of our questions.
Yeah, I think so. I think we hit all the points. Again.
Again. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank
again.
you for having me again.
It was fun once again. Thank you for also sharing that, slightly personal stuff in the beginning. It's pretty vulnerable, so I appreciate that.
Definitely.
Other girls gotta
informing
hear it too, for sure.
Yeah.
Because
And
it's
not everyone's
happening.
comfortable. Yeah, not everyone's comfortable talking about it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course.
So if you guys want to follow Amanda on Instagram, I think is her main platform.
Yeah.
It's her name
With 2 A's at the end and 2 R's at the end.
Okay, so Amanda
O'Connor.
with 2 A's at the end of Amanda.
Yes.
Is there an underscore?
No.
Okay, O'Connor with an apostrophe?
No.
Just kidding.
She'll
O'Connor.
be tagged in our Instagram, what is it?
In our
Instagram
post,
account.
yeah. But yeah, 2 R's at the end of Connor, 2 A's at the end of Amanda.
Yes.
She is part Irish, that's why.
Yes, I know.
That's right.
Irish and Cuban.
Oh, that's an interesting
That's
mix.
an exotic mix.
I'm not exotic, I'm just Cuban. Anywho, you can follow me at Dark Nebula BJJ.
Make sure to follow the podcast,
Which is now
Jiu-Jitsu Sisterhood.
With dots in between those words.
Yeah. We didn't want to go with underscores, guys. We just did little dots.
It looked cuter with the dots. It did.
And you can follow me at Adalia22.
Yeah. So it's basically also the same page. We just changed the name. So if you're already following us, you're good.
Yeah.
If
In
you
fact, you probably noticed the change.
Yeah. If you haven't followed us, this is the new name we're looking at. Jiu-Jitsu Sisterhood.
And it's going to stick this time, okay? It's just easier this way because we don't travel. We don't do gi.
Yeah, we felt a little, I was like, it was just cute, it was a cute name.
It was corny.
So, listen,
I
thought it was cute.
We changed the name. It was corny. I've been against it since day one.
She said it from the beginning.
Damn, throwing me under the bus like that. I thought it was so cute when I came up with it.
It was
For a
fucking
minute.
cute.
It was cute.
Sure. Shit, this
And
is
we
cuter.
do gi, or at least I do gi a little. She does gi. Amanda does a little bit of gi, a little bit. We do a little bit, but
Like
our focus
once
is
on a blue moon.
we do it a little bit, okay? But yes, our focus is no gi. So that's why we changed it for the most part, and it's just a shorter name. The other one was way too long, guys. I have to be honest. I wasn't taking it anymore.
Plus now we can be JJS, which I love.
Oh yeah, are you guys part of the JJS?
I am part of it.
If you're listening, I hope so. Comments on our post, JJ.
Well, if you
JJS.
are listening, you are part of the JJS.
Yeah. So
Welcome.
tag us in the post.
Welcome,
JJS.
Jiu-Jitsu sister.
I like it.
Well, thank you guys.
That's it for us.
Thanks for tuning in.
And we're tapping out.